All right, darlings, let's talk about North Carolina. Let's talk about North Carolina because I haven't gone out of the way to put this out as an example, and it is importante. Remember how I said everything that the illegitimate circus clown show is doing is going to be echoed? It doesn't matter if it's legal, illegitimate, whatever. They're setting intentional precedents so that the Reds and other states can start rolling their wheels forward, whether it's legal or legitimate or not. Their whole goal right now is complete power and holding on to it for eternity. Okay, I don't know if you guys knew this. I didn't even know this. I found this out recently. Did you know that some of those southern states literally split into more states just so that there would be a majority of Ray slave owning states in government? I'll say that again. They literally split themselves and created new states just so that there would technically be more slave states than free states in government when it came to voting and that sort of thing. You know, the same way how they didn't want to count us as people, but they wanted to use us for their population count again so they could get more weight in government. And so they did that 3/5 rule where we count for 3/5 of a human so they could use us without giving us a voice. You know, does any of that sound familiar? Okay, good. So North Carolina, darling, you may have heard ever since the test, right? There was, I believe it's a state Supreme Court seat, but correct me if I'm wrong. I might be wrong with what office it is. However, someone on Team Blue won that seat. And since November, Team Red has been recounting. I think they've done like 4 or 5 recounts. Every time it comes out the same. She won. So then they went to the courts and said, let's just throw out like 60,000 votes, most of which are for her, so that our guy wins. And the courts are trying to give it to them. Now, in North Carolina, the sitting legislators have already neutered Team Blue. Right now, they passed legislation. Is it legal? Probably not. Is it legitimate? Probably not, but they're going to do it anyway because they're the ones sitting in the seats. Keep this in mind, all right? They legislated it so that future Blues, even if they win, have no power. Everything they do still has to go through Team Red. Team Red would still have to approve all of their nominations and their choices. So even if Blues win, they have to do Red rule. They can only nominate Red people into seats. They can only, okay? They made those rules in North Carolina. They're doing everything they can to try to iron grip it because it's a state that's flipping, right? So that they're doing everything they can. So right now they are literally stealing, outright stealing, not a conspiracy. Hey, throw away all those completely valid votes so that we win. What is this? 6 months later? Okay, they've been fighting. Okay, that's what they're putting their time and effort into. That's what they're doing in North Carolina. That's what they're doing at the large scale. And that's what you're going to see more and more of unless we stand up and do something. And for the folks who are in my comments going, nothing's going to change without V word. Yes, eventually we'll get there. But today was not the day for it. Okay, today is demonstration day. V word day is for the people with tactical and specific sets of skills that just need to tell us we're going to show up to give them backup and we will be there. But today is Boogie Oogie in the Streets day. So they see how many of us there are. That's the point. You may have already heard about the WCN community that's being built out in Tennessee. Now, what you may not know is that I live in Temecula, right? Temecula has a Temecula to Tennessee pipeline via a set of specific realtors that live here. So they take the folks here who can't afford it here anymore but want to go somewhere really ray and buy them a house in Tennessee, and then they go to Tennessee and find someone awful that should stay over there and they bring them out to Temecula. Okay, there's a whole back and forth pipeline between Temecula and Tennessee, which I find completely disgusting. And again, they are doing that so they can infiltrate local seats. These people are sitting on school boards and in city council. They're funded. The local Steeple People Place 412, the political one, goes to Tennessee to fundraise and then brings that money here to put their Bobs for Unliberty backed people into school board seats, etc., etc. Okay, these people are doing whatever it takes to snatch power and hold it. And like I keep saying, for those of you who have not grown up around steeple peopleness, there is no bottom. Like I said on the other thing, they are controlling who you can date and hook up with in China. These are people, I can tell, these are the people who invented Ray-Rayness and they suck at it. Okay, they want to be really phobes of people, but I can tell. They can't tell. That's why they want to legislate what kind of haircut you can have, what kind of clothes you can wear. If you're too tall for a woman, well, they just know you're not really a woman. If you're too short for a man, well, they're not going to say anything because for some reason they're only worried about T-word when it goes one way and not the other. Okay, very, very, very obsessed with what other people are doing in their homes, with other people's privacy. There's no end. There's no end. You see them bringing back child labor. You see them trying to bring back child M-word, okay? Like, that's these people. That's what these people are about, okay? They are a power-hungry cult utilizing steeple peopleness as their vehicle to consolidate absolute power for themselves and control the masses because these are all narcissists with control complexes, and that's it, okay? Okay, cool. Glad we could clear that up.